everybody. My name is Jarkko Rantamäki. I work for Bitodi. Since everybody else is giving a company introduction, I'll make a short one as well. We're a software development house. Our world headquarters is in Helsinki, and it's me and 3 other guys. But so I'm going to talk about something I did on skiing holiday with my kids. So when kids went to bed, this is something what I spent my time on. So a short intro about Raspberry Pi. It's running ARM processor, and I have it actually here. I don't know if you can see in the, but it's a small computer, and what's interesting is like it has 1 GB of RAM and 1.2 GHz processor, and it runs Linux, so you can do basically anything that you could do. Anything you could do with normal computer, and like you could run Clojure on it, you could run Java, you could run anything basically. Anything would work, and I chose Go because of personal preference and interest, just out of fun, I guess. And also I had this extension board on top of it. It's called SenseHat, and I think it was originally done for this AstroPi competition in 2015. It was a programming competition for kids to hack something, and then European Space Agency had this mission where they actually shot it to space and to whatever was implemented there. But so it has an 8x8 LED matrix. It has 5-button joystick, and it has gyroscope, and you can measure acceleration, magnetometer, and temp, humidity, and pressure. So what I did, since I guess since I started programming when I was a kid, and I think probably anybody else who started doing something as a kid, there is a somewhere deep down inside there's a game developer wanting to come out or something like that. So what I did was Space Invaders, kind of, on an 8x8 LED matrix. And I don't think you can see if I demo it on the actual machine, so I have a video. Maybe this will work. So there is the spaceship on the bottom, and it's the monsters are coming from the top, and you can shoot, and it's like super awesome. Okay, let me. And I wasn't actually planning to show any code, but since everybody else is showing some, so I'll do that as well. If I can just find where I have the stuff. Yeah, here it is. So basically it's a really simple exercise in channels and Go routines, and this is kind of where you can draw some similarities between Clojure. I think core async is somewhat based on Go's channels and routines. I'm not going to really spend a lot of time. Can you see in there? But there is it's really simple, and as a disclaimer, this should not be used for any kind of reference on how to use channels or routines or whatever perfectly, because there are probably some bugs and stuff. But and this is based on there's already a library that I'm using to actually update the LEDs. So I didn't have to do that. That's already implemented, or there's a library for that. But basically then what I'm doing, there are a couple of channels that I'm using to update the LEDs and update the location of monsters and bullets and the spaceship. And then it's really simple. It's just running on a periodic updating basically. And then there is the rendering. It's also being done on a periodic fashion. And then, okay, this kind of looks embarrassing that you need so much code to actually add a monster there, but that's what happens when you code in the middle of the night. But that's it. And then there is this Go routine or routine that handles the joystick events and shooting as well. So it's, and then, oh yeah, this butchery is the actual updating the world. That's like, that doesn't look really nice either, but it seems to work, so I'm pretty happy. And there's a actual rendering that looks semi-reasonable, I guess. So it's just a loop that sets the LEDs to different colors based on what should be there. But so I did this in the kind of night shift, so to speak. And you might ask, but why? Like my wife and kids, and they couldn't maybe see the awesomeness in this thing. But I think it's so much fun actually, and kind of thinking in ways that when you see some really cool demos or like I know some guys, my friends are doing development with Unity and stuff like that, and it's really cool stuff, and you think that would be awesome to do, but it would take me like years to get to actually get to that level, and probably so this is kind of simple is beautiful, and with 8x8 matrix you can only do so much, like very little basically, but it leaves a lot for the imagination. It leaves a lot for how you want to use it and how you want to do stuff, and leaves a lot for imagination. That's what I really like about it. And then what I kind of, in retrospective, I kind of realized that this was the same kind of joy of programming that I had when I really started doing this for the first time when I was a kid. And I didn't really notice the time passing. I was kind of wondering, is it already so late? Also, some of the kind of things I noticed while I was thinking that how I did this actually, I spend most of my day job, so to speak. I do Scala and Java development, and it's okay. Don't feel bad for me. But these kind of old habits die really hard. That I've done a lot of functional programming as well, and my immediate reaction was to model this through object or structs as you have in Go. But I would have a struct for bullet and a monster and a spaceship and whatnot. And then after a while, I was thinking, like, do I really actually need this? And this kind of point to closure as well, that you can do a lot with this kind of simple data structures or basic data structures, and you probably should, because there is no reason for why for something like this you would need a lot of complex stuff. And another thing I kind of realized that I think I do quite a lot of tinkering with different things and different tools and frameworks and whatever. And I thought that, or I kind of realized that last 2 years or something like that, I've done a lot of different whatever. But this was more fun because I realized that it's always been about something related to my work. Like I'm trying some new framework or new technology, something cloud search, AWS, something. I've tried something like that, and it's always been, I mean, it's okay, but it's always been something to do with my actual work, what I do, and this is kind of, this has no practical use for anything. So it's so much better actually. It's so much better. Like the end result doesn't really matter. It's the journey. I realized that's kind of Captain Obvious or kind of motivational speaker line, but it really holds true that this end result isn't as important as how you get there and how much fun I actually had doing this. So as a summary, Raspberry Pi is really fun, and it's easy on the wallet as well. It's not expensive, and simple is beautiful. And then there are a couple of links here. You can find the source code if you want to see. It's there, and there's AstroPi, and there's the library for the bobble hat. That's the library that I'm using. And then if you're interested in Go, We have a meetup. It's called Helsinki Gophers. I'm one of the guilty guys for that. So we have that happening irregularly. So if you're interested, you're welcome there. And if you have a company or if you're working with Go, we'd love to hear from you even more. So if you have questions, shoot, and I'll have this stuff lying around here, so you can come and try if you want to.